Hi, and welcome to Coffee with Claire. Can you be the catalyst for change in your organization? And what I mean by that is, if you're in a place where you're not exactly happy, but you want to make it better, what can you do as an individual to make it better for the whole group? For example, could you have a dance party at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday afternoon? Just maybe turn up the radio a little bit and have one little song that you dance to in your cubes, and then everyone leaves. And then 2 more hours later, you're done with work. Or can you have a team meeting event where everybody has a chili cook-off in the afternoon at lunchtime or something like that, where each division gets to do something that is competitive, brings the team together, and also competes against the people that are also in your building. Those little things can mean a great deal to everyone around you. So my challenge for you today is to think about how you as an individual can be the catalyst for change in your organization. Let us know how it goes on Facebook at Coffee with Claire, and I look forward to hearing from you. So as you know, every week we invite entrepreneurs, people who give back to the community, and people who love to have fun. And so today, I invite you to welcome Brian Dobbs. Brian is the owner of Relevate. He is a professional speaker, and he is a business coach. So welcome, Brian.
Thank you, Claire.
So glad that you're here.
It's great to be here.
So, I think some people are kind of interested in learning about being a business coach. I mean, what qualifies you to coach me on my business?
I get that a lot.
I bet you do.
And it's one of those things that I really, when you look at life and you look at your experiences and you can have the achievements, that doesn't necessarily qualify you to become a coach. I really think that more of the qualifications, not only my education, my background and experiences, but the ability to listen, the ability to notice things that other people don't notice.
Right.
So it's not the blatant, obvious things that really sidetrack you in life or business. It's typically the small, minor incongruencies or inconsistencies that trip you up.
So, you started out in one endeavor and you've kind of moved into this endeavor. So let's give the audience a little bit of your backstory as far as where you started and where you are now, and how those kinds of two things kind of intermingle.
Okay. And one of my words this year is merge. And what I have seen that has been spectacular and a lot of fun is that the past and the present are merging together, where it helps you propel you to reach your future goals. So I went to school to become a minister. I volunteered. I still work heavily in the volunteer department. I still work heavily with the churches in the ministerial compartment or arena. And then my affinity towards the marketplace and how do businesses run and how do we achieve better results and goals, both of those have merged together, where now I can help people in multiple arenas, being extremely diversified and be able to see a lot more lives touched.
And, when Brian is in front of a group of people, you can really tell that he's got this ministry background. He holds himself really tall and he projects, to the back of the room. He doesn't need a mic or anything. But it really makes you feel like, I want to do that. I'm motivated. Let's go. So, I love that about you and your presentation style. Well, you're welcome. So, you're in life coaching, you do business, and you do personal development. Help demystify the life coaching for our audience.
Okay. Well, when you demystify coaching, what you're doing is you're taking away the hocus pocus, you're taking away the magic pill. There's nothing magic about coaching.
Okay.
The great thing is the partnership and the camaraderie that you build. So you build clear objectives, you have a mission statement, you have a vision, you have clear goals, that you have someone that's on your side, someone that helps you remain accountable, but also someone looking at a different perspective than you are, you being in the
Right.
fire, and we're outside of the fire, that we're able to really help other people see some blind spots.
Yeah, I think that's important to have that different take or filter, because we do get stuck in a rut. We're like, so focused on, I got to get this done, I got to get this done. And if you take a step back and have a third neutral party that's not emotionally attached to the situation, take a look and say, hey, have you ever thought of looking at it this way? It's like, oh, no, I hadn't. That's valuable. And I think a lot of people think, well, I don't need a coach because this is my business and I know how to run it. So that third perspective is really important. And then you also work a lot with business to business and business to consumer companies, right?
Correct.
Right.
So either model.
Okay.
So if we're dealing straight with the consumer, how do we expand? How do we increase sales, revenue, productivity? What is our mindset in that? And a lot of times it is mindset for the business to consumer. And then how are we articulating that message? And then business to business, that is more of a relational side. So how are we working, camaraderie, relationships, building that trust between each other that we can go forward?
Ooh, trust, that's a big word, isn't it?
It is a big word.
It's huge. Well, I know that you found 3 resonating factors that you work with your clientele. So can you explain to the audience what those 3 are?
Sure. My clientele throughout all the years of speaking and all the years of coaching, what I have found is the performance factor. And
Performance factor.
Yeah, this
okay.
performance factor. Basically, we go over mindset as it relates to your approach. We go over mechanics as it relates to your activities. Should I or should I not be doing that stuff? And then mastery as it relates to achievements or accomplishments. My performance group really likes hope. They like order. They like peace in their life. And those are really important components to living a happy, productive, healthy life. And then I have my second factor is the achiever factor.
Okay.
So you're high achiever. Now,
Thank you. Oh, no, you're not talking about me in particular.
Well, absolutely. That's why I'm sitting here with you. So as a high achiever, you want to increase your numbers. You've plateaued,
Absolutely.
You're stagnated. What else is out there? And you have this constant itch inside. I've got to get better. I've got to improve. I've got to make more. I've got to do more.
For the next thing.
And you just keep on going. Well, I work with those. Then you have your influencer factor.
Okay.
This is a great one. This is one of my heart courts. Because when you talk about passion and you talk about how I hold my shoulders back and my head up and my voice, I really don't need a microphone.
You don't.
And my whole family has told me I don't need a microphone. So my kids will be able to find.
Ask about the context.
No, we aren't going to do that. But my whole family, they know when I'm saying something because it just has this large resounding effect, so to speak, was what I've heard. So in this influencer factor, what happens is somebody has a message. They have this passion. They've had it for years.
Yeah.
They don't know how to articulate it. They don't really know how to bring it out. They're not able to communicate on that. Yeah, you can ask them questions. They're going to fuddle around with it.
Yeah.
But when you help them create that message, you build the platform, you identify their audience, and you help them get that message out, then it becomes fulfilling and satisfying, and they're like, oh, they breathe deeper. It's nice.
Well, it's like you're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together because they've got this great idea, but maybe they don't know how to tell people in a small amount of words. It's like they just kind of like, this is everything I do, and you help them get a little bit more clear and concise with their messaging so people can get it, like what they call the elevator pitch, where in 30 seconds you can tell somebody exactly what you do and they walk off the elevator and they're like, I want to hire that guy.
Yeah. You're turning your passion into reality.
Yeah. And who doesn't want that?
No, that was what's driven me from teenage years all the way to this point here.
So is coaching your passion, Brian?
It is my calling.
It is your calling. Oh my gosh. Hello, it's Brian.
This is what I do. I love doing it. I like the passion. I like the energy involved, and I'll do this as long as I live. So
awesome. Well, let's hope that's a long time because the world needs you.
I'm looking forward to that long life.
So, can you walk the audience through a little bit, just a really short explanation of like the beginning, middle, and end, and working with you? Like, how do you get started, and then what to expect in the middle, and then how do you know when you're done? How do you know when it's like, okay, I graduated from coaching and I'm ready to take it on?
Well, I don't know if we graduate from coaching. I always believe in having a coach.
Okay.
So I believe that you're always working on mastery levels. And working on mastery levels takes a lot of hours, a lot of repetition, and a lot of doing that. So you can take the skill set and just continue to go. I'll just deviate just a tad bit.
Okay.
And it's
if you get too out of line,
thank you. I won't get out of line. Being coachable, being a lifelong learner,
yes,
and being a great communicator are 3 key points. So you are always going to, I'm coachable. I love being coachable, and I attract different things. So I don't think I graduate from coaching. I might graduate from this teaching or this series, which is fine. And we need to graduate that way, but we never graduate from being lifelong learners, great communicators, and being coachable, because that keeps us lively forever.
Yeah, well, if you think about the professional athletes, they always have a coach. Tiger Woods has got a coach, and the coach can just see that little bitty tweak, in his hands that he needs to make to make it better. Or Dirk Nowitzki's got, lots of people helping him, just tweak his shot just a little bit. So, and he makes millions of dollars doing what he does. So,
correct.
But he's coachable. So, well, I know that you brought an illustration for us, for the audience to have a little takeaway. So, why don't we show them what you brought?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Claire, this is what we do, just a small illustration that we can work with our clients. So, what we have here is you typically have this door or gate or window that comes in. Let's just deal with the ears, how you hear things. Once you hear things, then we're automatically going to expect, or hopefully we're expecting, results. The problem is this word doesn't always equal these results. So how do I get better results? Let me show you. One of the things that I've done in coaching, and I've done all my life, is try to figure out what the diagram is to the lesson I'm learning. In doing that, it gives me a picture where I can look at it, modify it to make sense to me. Now I can be a visual learner as well as increasing my ability to understand from audible, etc. So what we have here is this word comes in, it forms a thought. This thought attaches itself to a feeling. This feeling leads to an action. Now, what happens when I have this word, I want to be successful, or I want to make $1 million, or I want to have a better family, and we keep on going. Whatever this word is, whatever you've heard, goes in here and starts to formulate. I typically don't have problems with people formulating thoughts. What I do is this feeling can be congruent or incongruent. So if you look at this triangle, it's closed. When this triangle is closed, you have this light bulb. The light bulb goes off. It's the aha moment, because your thought, your feeling, and your action is congruent or in harmony with one another. Therefore, the circuit board is closed, which makes the light go on. Now, if this is incongruent, what happens to my light bulb? If this is shut off, because I have a feeling that is not congruent to my thought. So, I want to make a lot of money. I don't feel like I should have a lot of money. I get that a lot. Well, I want to be extremely productive. I don't feel like being, that I should be on the top, because that makes me nervous. Well, when I can help clients, I work with this congruency, and that makes sure that we don't have the inconsistencies, to make sure that we don't have any open parts of our circuit board, because we always want this closed in order for this light bulb to go off and you can shine.
So today in our improv demonstration, we are going to play the alphabet game. And the way the alphabet game is played is we're going to get the name of a story that's never been told before, and then each one of us will have a line in the story that we're creating together, and each one of the lines has to start with the next letter of the alphabet. All right? So we need a suggestion for a story that's never been told before from our audience members. The giraffe hit his head on the zoo pole. Okay. I'm sure that's never been told before, so I think we're good with that, okay? All right, so players, are you ready? Yes. All right, Ellen, we'll begin with you with A.
Alice the giraffe was so happy.
But she had a terrible problem.
Carl, the zookeeper, wouldn't let her out of the cage.
Desiree told Carl that the giraffe needed to be let out to play.
Every day they wanted to play and play and play because it was so fun.
For a moment, they thought they were in heaven.
Goodness gracious, though. They were not in heaven. They were just in a different part of the zoo.
Hello? Did anyone tell them that they were in a different part of the zoo?
I did, said Alice.
Just hold on a minute, Carl says.
Keep holding. We have some poles we're moving around.
Love waiting.
My. Oh!
Not your head again. You're such a klutz.
Oops-a-daisies, said Alice.
Pole? What pole?
Oh, quit hurting, head. Quit hurting.
Right now we have to focus.
Seriously, has anyone called 911?
Trust me, I dialed it twice.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a dial tone.
Victory is upon us. We must hurry.
When are they going to help us so we can fix Alice?
I think it needs an x-ray.
Yikes! I don't know if I can do an x-ray.
Zoos are so interesting, aren't they? So my first question is, we are all so busy. How do you balance fun with responsibility at work?
It's easier for us because fun is sort of a part of our daily routine. You know, it's a children's company. We work in a company where children are a part of our daily routine. So it's a little bit easier to have fun. So I understand for someone else in a 9-to-5 job who's just seeing the walls of a desk, it might be a little bit harder. But for us, it's just a part of our culture. And so because of that, we have a lot of fun in our facility.
So what are some of the fun aspects about growing your business?
The great thing about Real Soccer Center is it's not a franchise or a chain. This isn't just some duplicate of something else. It's its own thing. It's actually the owners had some space, and it's very long and slender, and most people would have looked at it and thought there's not much you can do with a space like that, but they retrofitted it and turned it into an indoor soccer facility. It's new, it's nicer, and it's really one of a kind. So the great thing about that is you really feel an ownership when you're sharing a word about this company. You really get to enjoy telling people what you have to offer, and to see their look on their face when they walk in. They say, "Wow, I didn't think this would be here. There's no way you could have fit all this in this place. I wouldn't have thought that."
So how do you encourage others in their life to have fun?
I think the key is to remember how important fun is. And so often we just get so set in our ways, so stuck in routine, and we forget how healthy it is to have fun. And so I would just say the best encouragement about including fun in your life is to remember to include fun in your life, is to simply put it into your life and to make sure to make that a priority so that you can receive all those benefits.
So what advice could you give someone that might be struggling right now as to how to keep it fun?
I think that the biggest key is you got to let go. It's okay to be a little undignified. I think in our world we're so worried about what the next person might think of us. But it's funny because we always tend to we're drawn towards people who are having fun. So it's almost comical that we wouldn't want to be those kind of people when we're also inclined to be near those kind of people. So I think the key is to remember that it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to look silly, because in fact, those are the people that are really enjoying life.
So tell us a little bit about your business.
So Real Soccer Center is an indoor soccer facility. It's really unique because most soccer facilities would have one field, and Real Soccer Center has 6 very concisely placed fields. So there's a lot more product, whereas most facilities would be rented out. One group from 6 to 9. We have the opportunity to rent to so many more people. Our soccer facility is very unique. It's turf fields, but you don't play off the walls. And so whereas playing off the walls can make sort of a lazy soccer player, in our facility it is trending a little bit more towards the South American, the European style of soccer, where foot skills and control are really important. And so it's going to make for better soccer players as they're training with us.
So if you had a happy dance or a happy stance, what would that look like?
Probably be like, hey.
So your challenge this week is to be the catalyst for change. Think about a way that you can incorporate fun into your little group in your organization and see how the ripples in the pond affect everyone else. Now remember to follow the fun. I'll see you next time.